of you who seem to agree with Delila that you've got paid your 4,000 or your 3,000, then you should already just disappear. It's okay. You got your money. That is not correct. I cannot speak. I have to always remind you all that I don't have to. I'm not speaking here about America or New Zealand. You need to check with your end there. But within Australia, by law, the product, for example, one tupe you purchased 4,000 Australian, you were promised $147,000 for that tupe in that long running period of week 1 to week 15. The moment Tongi Tupe takes the money from you, that's a purchase transaction. Aia ko ia. Calculate ho wike, kapanda na ke vahepe first 2 weeks. To oia deduct paanga ko ia me tahakilu fa mano fituafe na palomesia ke te koe. Ko balance me ai. That's how much Tongi Tupe owe you. Not the saying I got from Matala to koe ni koe e tilila ke te koe. Ko aselelia ni ko product ko ni os mahino ko na naulele illegal. I'll get later on, I'll get to where this comes in. Ka koe uhinga ko ayat ke KINAUTOLU. Na iai ai fika koe ai email address that was given to me, and it was pass it around for those in Victoria who have purchased tupe and have lost money on tupe. All you needed to do was email the person that was with the email address, let them know how much you've lost or how much tupe you've purchased and which tupe, which was it system 1 or system 2. They do the calculation, not you. Aya ko ia. Na ko hanga o ave ato ai email address ko ni o ave pe ki aliweli o talangi ko kope ke ilo sene ai kakai ko na ko nau fie mau ke ilo ke mole mo. You forward to them an email address going now. And I also had given it to Queensland. Kihe only to those that I know o kuna taki he uchepta koina mawhingawe aki. Ke nau hanga o whakahatu ki he kalaskoia kuna fie mau ke email mai ki ai. And then I also had done the same thing here in Victoria. Now, ko nature o Tonga, you not, instead of you just wanting to email and say, hey, I bought 1 or 10 tupe, you email and ask him, what is the reason? Why are you doing? What is your job title? Oh my goodness. Hoya we. Koe tangata koe ni, na assign ia kene whai, I collect or data or forward on. O ki kai ke iai hatai mia, but because it was Victoria, he got the job to do that. I just wish that e lava ke katautu tonga ka pau o ki ai ha mea whihala ki please. Mo whitoko ni aki ki whakatontonui. Don't attack. Atahaya o. It's my right. The reason why I'm raising this issue. But yes, ka ki mo tolu ko ia ko mo tohi mai o confront mai ke te au tala mai ke te au o ko ke toka mawahe ai o lea. Komenai te ke lea ki mua. Why? Okay. Let me clarify this one thing. I only knew of this Tongi Tupe. Once I knew about it from January, from Delila, our conversation, our group conversation, our other group conversation, it was all from Delila. Actual fact with this Tongi Tupe, I had always questioned Delila. I argued Delila. I've always raised the issue. I've asked about, is it legal? Have you actually got, there's a number that if you have this, but she first told us, it's like Delila, when it was trademark ia Tongi Tupe America. So I kept asking Delila, if it's trademark, can we get the number so we can link it with our Australian taxation He ko mea kutoa pe ke paanga, o ku pau pe ke iai ai konga ai text, pe ko nau pehe mai I kai oksai pe. There's a limit there and everybody knows that you pay tax. What I disliked about the whole thing is that, sorry, ka Melika, na moto na muraki ilo palapalema, you knew about the Tongi Tupe issue back I February pe. Ka pau na muraki lea mai ki motolo, he kai ke mau UESIA mau toi asererian I Tongi Tupe. And ko uhinga hono whakahātu mea koe ni. Oku I kai ke totonu, kia tau tolu tonga, ki tau whai hanga aue, I he whonua o tau womi, o hoko ko tau whonua aua, oku I kai ke totonu moe lao e whonua ko ia. And I have never want to name any other people to do with this because there's still legal things that's going and I do not want to sort of like whakamau ENAU tō because wai ke tūri atu o tōnu hiai. Ko hinga bucket whakamala alatu eni because I'm being asked this question. Mostly, I think it's they wanted to compare it with what they happened to them. And also, sadly, is younger people writing to me and explaining how they've struggled from Tonga to get to America. And finally, they finish their study. One would go off in the army, the other would work in America, collecting ngāwe and collecting all their funds, hoping to purchase a home in America. Where she realized that the mother first went out to this Tongi Tupe thing, came back, had a conversation with the husband. They went out, she went out, took out 20,000, went out and bought Tupe. The husband goes off to a Waikawa, comes back. This Tupe thing, he's got a promotion. One of the guys told him, if you pay in your Tupe, you'll get paid straight away next week, so you don't have to wait. So he worked out that he'll end up getting paid first. Than the wife. So he went out to the bank and he took out another 20,000. Went out, bought Tupe, expecting to be paid the week after. The way this daughter explained it to me was, yes, they got paid. He got paid. The father, they got paid once. And then the money come and she said, if the 40,000 came back, I would have been happy. But it didn't. And then it started to dwindle because the mom would keep saying, there's more promotion. We just keep at it. And the promises are bigger and bigger. And they just follow that promise, but not thinking of what they've actually have lost. Pakokole atuai ko kumotolo goia o kumo whakalea pehe. Sai pe ke na wo mole na upaanga. Sai pe koe kakai manu. Sai pe koe kakai ki mua ke lea tae ofa pe te ke tohi tae ofa pehe. Just think to yourself. I he situation o ku ke iai, o ku kehe mo situation o ki ai ho to matau situation kehe o ki ai ho to e ma. Paka pau leba koe anga eni ai mātua, and I don't know what their age are. Ka kuna pehe tēnā tokoni vāde ki hona ofifine, ke whakatau se o nau api. That's why o kui kai ke totonu ke tau tono, ke tau tā malaki ki tau tolu. O te ke usio, ko comments ko te mo o mai o hake, but that's why nobody, koe ka taha ia ke fie tuku hake si ono UESIA I he mole I he mea koe ni. But I'm not a doctor. The reason why I mentioned on my last interview that when I was asked what would your Tongan community be looking at, or what would they need the most now? And my honest opinion, or what I voiced, was that counseling. And I'm sorry to those of you who said, koe hae aonga ai ke mau counseling o ki ai be ai usia se mo mau kau whai whekau. I he taimi koe ni te whakamalo atuai ke te koe whai whekau suri helu. Whakamalo lahi at ke te koe. I he pōtala no mo toko ni lahi. Ke lava ke mahi noi ai o mea lahi. Whekau aki mo history o Tongan hinai kei ke wapsia. Whakamalo atuai fo I huko ia. Kau whoki ki heni. Ko whenga ke hanga whakaatai e te mea koe ni, we are a different law, different country. Kono uhinga, oku aweai, I case koe ni, pia koe launga, please, nei kai ki tok whaipi mea koe ni yesterday. Koe grief, I felt, nau hanga whamatala last week, o shea ka mōtoro e kuongo, I he aho tokonaki, pongpong tokonaki koe ni na e whaia I e wahe, o supposedly be tēnā womai o wahe. Ai fōtunga o fofonga o tangata. I he taimi hu ki loto ke whare, mo taimi hu mai ki tua. I would say I'm a hard rock. I don't really cry easily. O kai ka tahau o ku alholo o matatangi noa ia. But the emotional feeling that I got from inside, I couldn't control my tears. Because the expression that I got walked out, I felt, although na ikai ke o whakatau pe te collective paanga, I felt guilty e taim tatau he kono uhinga ko au ai taki chapter of Victoria, Mildura mo Victoria. Koe ongo na aku mau I fo I momeniti ko ia, it left, as I explained to you, I disconnected myself from the whole group, disconnected myself disconnected myself with a lot of people that I had worked with. We've even had phone call, conversation, casually. I disconnected myself. I needed time for myself to have I suppose young people say, have a reality check with myself. Most of the time, we do get carried away. And I did. I got carried away with my feeling that what we were doing as a group, forwarding to Tonga and helping Tonga, was a good thing. And this is not a new thing for me. And a lot of people had messaged me and said, we can't believe that you got involved in this. How did you get involved in this? To answer that question is, I became joining this group thinking it was so good because we're actually helping our Tongan. And a lot of you say, why don't you just help your family? Well, katak fa mole ko oskotoa mai sa ma family no fetuku mai he ma fa e ki Australian. Pa kuna lava takita pe o mawe na mo ui. O kui kai ke hoko e ku fie tokoni a ku mo involved da ko ko me fo o e ma fenga tokoni a ma tolu. But this was a group I felt I belong. I felt it was a team effort. But I was proven wrong. And as I said, I must do my part, apologize if I've done wrong along this way of my walk. But that's just for me, my part. Okay, I would like to now continue on with this tupe thing. Ta whakakato at wai peheni, te tahoko tai peheni ki whakakato koe koe o whakaeke eke, te mo te hui mai ki hono whakamatala. Ko ia, ko the second tongi tupe, os tongi tupe, ko structure koe ni, ko structure eni na e whai whanonga mai koe ni a team tongi tupe ki Vikatoria, o whakahoko a structure koe ni. Aia ko ia, the same kind of structure, different, ko wike, they've lowered the weeks, and it's a little weird, but the humble for Matalat and you will follow it. It's very easy to, it's not that difficult. So the tupe was advertised as this, $4,000 Australian for a tupe. Break that $4,000 to $3,000 is for your tupe, $1,000 is for registration fee. That's how that $4,000 is broken down to. Week one, which started depending on which state you were, we were actually started off with the second one, you would have had different date, but I'm just going to work on Victoria. So week one for Victoria, you would have been the 23rd of May to the 29th of May. And then you had your week two, week three, week four, week five. Week five, you would have ended up with the from the 20th to the 26th of June. Week 6, week 7, week 8. Okay, let's start with the costing, so that way I would break it down as there. Week 1, 2, and 3, of course, it's the same. You will wait till week 4. Week 4, you get paid $3,000. Week 5, $2,000. Week 6, $4,000. Week 7, $3,000. Week 8, $5,000. Now, the $5,000 here, you will only receive $1,000. Tongi Tupe will hold $4,000. The $4,000 there is for you to continue, and that is also if you choose to continue. Okay, with that, it's coming down. Then you've got to, if you choose to stay on and only receive the $1,000 and Tongi Tupe hold the $4,000, okay, you will then, it comes down and then you're going to go back up, like her diagram that she showed last week, whatever live she did. So you will then, from week 8, wait 2 weeks. So week 9 and week 10, you will wait. No pay, no nothing, you just wait. So that would be week 10, and that would be for Victoria, 25th of July to the 31st of July. That's gone. Then you continue for week 11 to week 12 to week 13 to week 14. Okay, so it's less by 1 week. Week 11 is 3,000. Week 12 is 4,000. Week 13 is 2,000. Week 14 is 3,000. Ending on the date 22nd to the 28th of August. So now, as we're speaking today, that whole has complete. So you all should, whoever had purchased Tupe on this second structure or this new system, you all should be paid. But if you haven't been paid, then most of you would already just get told, because of COVID, we cannot pay you. People, the bank doesn't shut down. It's not in COVID. COVID is human beings, right? Bank and things like that do not go in COVID. Okay, now COVID now KELELA. So therefore, your money should have been transferred to you, unless you've made other arrangement. But because I'm no longer with it, I'm only explaining from what I took. False advertising, that you put 4,000 in Tupe to receive 25,000. That is the advertising that was done. Ko promotion ko pa mo Fakamatala na ifai po falaite aho wataha o me wafe wataha in Melbourne. Aya ko ya kono ai ko mali o fo ililiu ko ni o kusisi yang paanga kae lele long term. So they're actually looking for long term with this new system. And then it was said, for your $4,000 that you put in, you will receive 25,000. Now, I would like to break that down for you so that you can see where loy comes in between. Because the moment you're sitting there with your money in your bag, you're just thinking 25,000. Wow, I just got to wait this and then I get 25,000. You do not think of, is there anything in between? Okay. The fact for this is you pay 4,000 to come down. Once you get to week 8, you are paying another 4,000 to go back up. So you're actually paying 8,000 to receive $17,000. Question that I had asked, registration fee. It is $1,000 to come down, and then you got to re-register to go back up. Lolotonga pe ho'olele, why are you starting all over again? Koha ai uhinga. You can all go and look at it. Go research, go look. Is there such a thing that you've got to re-register? It's still ongoing. So therefore, no, you do not re-register. And then, interesting enough, you are registering, if you're buying 5 tupe, you are re-registering every tupe. You're one person, so who are you registering that item to? But you all do your research from there, but I'm only explaining what it comes from here. But all I know is that in the law in Australia, once you introduce registration fee to anything that you are promoting, it becomes a pyramid scheme. So hopefully that sort of like come a bit clearer with that. Now, once we sort of like started saying that TELIA pyramid scheme is actually illegal in Australia, ko ke insist pepe finenia, no, it's not. Ko mea ko ni o ko hanga e awia o lesisita pa ko hanga e awia o trademark American e lele takai pe ia I whahinga fōdua. Ka pau ko ni ko mau alu interstate a ki mau tolu o ku lau kehe, Tasmania lau kehe, I state kotoa e whonuan TELIA, wanga fe. Ka pau ke mau declare e ki mau to e mau mea ho mau state, ke territory, anga fe, ho Fakamatala e mai I koe ia, o ku ke control mai Amerika ia, I lau ho mau pure angan. Let's get the fact right, pe ai pe TOTONU. Don't, o te ke hanga e koe ia, o whaka, o te hanga e koe ia, o whaka ai e ho loto lahi ke hanga o push, e koe KAKAI, you are misinterpreting. E koe ia, ai mea kotoa pe ke fit I ho structure. And I need you to understand, TELIA. Don't ever say to people or come out live and mention my name and then you attack when you know very well what our conversation is about, TELIA. I don't beat around the bush. Most of the people that knows me, I don't filter things clearly. Some people said, oh, what comes here comes out of your mouth. You should just be quiet. My sister often say that to me. I don't do that. It's wrong. I feel if I need to let you know, I need to let you know. And with you accusing me of certain things, I thought, oh, let it go. You don't need to. Somebody said to me, wrote to me from America, tau tu hake o laivi, pe ake lea mai koe ia o tala mai ki ai, lea mai pake ka pe I mai. Oh my goodness, TELIA. Ko hoku toto koe TELIA. Pe hei kai te ukape atua wia pe hei kai, never will I ever come on live to kape to anyone. That is not correct thing to do. I need to clarify where I stand and what I do, TELIA. You and I, kototo, but we are not connected. We're not connected. Hota kakano, hota atamai, mo au okikai. So I need to let you know that. Next time you do a live, please stick to the fact. Pakahanga, foki ki ho talk. Fakaatama politics, enlighten KAKAI, because that's what drew me to you. And I must apologize here, kia sela aloviri. Kok toko wa koia ki Queensland. October, November, tau ko osi. Tau palopalema he tau container e ua e tau investor ki Amerika. TELIA, you divided us. Ko tau tolu koe whaamiri. Ki ane ki kenpela, ko koe whamole atu. Koe whanga toko ua pe en, ko mau toto o mau connect. O pe te mau connect kia TELIA. Koe mea koe o ikai ke sai, koe te ilo e hala, pe a te toi nofo pe kita ia, ke te whakalongolongo, o pe he, whakalongolongo pe koe sai, pe tuke na woto ki ai. TELIA, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I apologize, Sela, moni pe hotala mai, na ke os warning mai pe e koe ia. A TELIA ki mua pe ai, pe a ke tala mai, hu koe ki tua, tuku ose atu e koe. But the thing is, TELIA, you know, ke ilo pe koe TOTONU, hena ke tā mai koe, ko tā no mai ke te au, ospa ke eke mai. O ki hena vai, please, ayat ke ule atu ki ai. My mom used to adore you, Delila. She used to say to me, she reminds me of Margaret Thatcher, Lela. You know, the Iron Lady, I like her. She's like her. Sadly, Delila, as I explained things to my mother, and I said to her, o te ke toi sio he polokalama ko ia mam. No fuko ia whakamo'ui ho polokalama whakalotu take sio ia. O te ke toi sio ki ai. He kohono uhinga o ku ikai ko a whewhine ni o ku ne whakamaama kakai. You should have got, you come out to Delila now, pea ke hao moho o lolo whakamo'ui o whakalolo ai whangaki'i maama ai kakai koe ni kua ke hanga or drown them or put them into darkness. That's what you should be doing. Alu, toho mai pa anga, whakafonu ki nau tolu, whakafoki ki nau lava mo ui. Because what you're doing is wrong. So, on that note, legal side. Australia. Pako ki mo tolu ko ia, mo tolu lena mo whanki pyramid scheme, mo wo whakasiosio whalelei. It is illegal for any business to participate or promote. Delila, illegal. Australia, whole wide, not just one state, whole of Australia. Criminal and civil penalties applies. Delila, that's very simple. Aya koia, ko ki motolu koia ko mo ke mui ko ni ko o teke te teka ke mo promote ai tongi tupe i Australia. Ko lisko ni ko o ata ba lisko ni ko on beto o tahalao ta mai ka te au. Ko me ana ko ke mahinoi ka data te ekat ko fika moe pa mo tongi tupe, please can you photocopy that or write it down or tell them to read it, because this is what will happen. He kai ke lava he lao ia Australia o protect koe. Talama e tilila ia ko ia o kunehanga o pule i mai. Tilila ko pule ngata pe i America. Ngata pe America. It doesn't come across to Australia or go across to New Zealand. So it doesn't. Tolu tilila, what will happen? You must not make false or misleading representation about the supply or possible supply of goods. Ko me ai ko tongi tupe tilila. O ko mohanga advertise I for tupe. I know I used the tomato last week as an example, but as I said, I was running around talking and cooking, catering. So tomato was simple. I'll go with that. But I'm just clarifying that today, Delila. Your product, tongi tupe. That's very, very, you are falsifying, very misleading what you're telling people, because you're telling people, join, pay your fees, pay that money and wait for 15 weeks. This is the result of any result. Okay, it doesn't work. You've done that already. Me tos, ko pulei, me tos, o ko talatu pea me ako ke hoko. Pea ko hono moni tilila, ku ke lau, te ke hau ki Australia, te ke au ki New Zealand. Please, I beg you, hau ki Australia tilila. How, you need to come. Ke hau will fix, kapag with the lava ko fix America, how are you going to come and fix Australia? Okay, next one. You must not make false, misleading representation about the sale, grant, or possible sale or grant of an interest in hand. Koe o kuos mahino tilila, koe loi, he kai te ke hao mo whaafe, pia ke mau a tahakilu whaamano fituafe. You must not offer with the intention of not providing it, providing as offered. You broke the law there again. How many is it that you've done? And yet you keep saying, ko au ka CEO, ko au o ko hangapule i atu, ko au o ko tala atu. That's wrong. You must provide within time specified. Delila. Ko taimi koe o kumai tuku mai ai koe ki he KAKAI. Upehe mai homo product. We ke taha, we ke ua, we ke tolu, we ke tautu. Hold. We ke wha, vahe. Ko vahe because we ke fa nima ono fitu valu lela ke we ke ta nima. Ko to atonga. And I'm saying this because this is what I hear, Delila, when I talk to people. Unlike you lock yourself away, in Stockton, here office, okay, you come and face ke KAKAI. Kako mea koe no ko Fanongo ki ai, ki hono talamai, he? Ke whihalaki ho mo Fakamatala mo mea mo tuku ke KAKAI. Ko toko taha, ko ospalani. Awe te lava o seidie, te lava totongi, te lava aie, already. Kai ke a uia wike tolu tilila, ko ke tōsi e koe nā wahe a nā tolu. Ko mea nko ko talat ka ki moto, stop misleading the people. And that goes to you, Solofoni and Lesieri. You need to stop. Stop it. It doesn't work. People, ko ki motolo na mo whatau tupe I first structure, ka pau na ke a uho wahe ke wike whape nima pa ke miss out ke rest kau ke wike taha nima. The balance still owe you. Tongi tupe still owe you. That is the loss and that is what you're needing to claim for. We're nearly there with this. Okay. Now this part here, I was actually asked and then I got told, I had a person that wrote to me from Tonga and said to me, are you not afraid that you would be sued because you happen to mention someone's name, that she's actually a lawyer? The fact is no, because this person has done wrong, broken the law of Australia. Aia koia te whoki ke fo mea koia ke hanga whakamaala ala ai uhinga I correct form. Maata solofoni. Ko maata ko ofefine eni o solofoni pe molesieli me Sydney. Ko kau mea koni ko kau mea Tonga, New South Wales of course. Ko maata, she's a senior solicitor with the Legal Aid New South Wales. Okay? Any of you who works for any department of the Australian government, whether it's your state local government or the federal as the Commonwealth, oku osiaipe I structure guideline pa mo e lao ke mo follow iai. Aia ko ia oku wau ko mo woki ko mo mawahe me ngawe. You still need to follow that to the T, by the way. But uhinga, the reason why I named her, because she was the front counting the money and paying out. You touched it, you collected, you've actually broken the law. But then, once again, apologize, that's my point of view, I'm not a legal thing, but I'm just viewing my point of view, by the way. I'm using my freedom of speech here, people. Okay, so what I asked, why I mentioned that to people, because solofoni katak famole mole kono uhinga e kuhanga o whakahingoa atu hongo o fefine I he eku tala noa mo eku whakamaala ala o eku journey koini mo tongi tupe. He koho mo alu ki he state kotoa pe. That's exactly what you do. That's what you said. Ko me pia na ke whai I heni vikatolia. Taka pau I iai hatahi vikatolia, you won't speak up and say, oh, ko mo on pe fina mo tau kuloi. I'm sorry. You was recorded saying that. Pea koe toko taha, na anehanga recording, I training he po whalaite, na ne lava o tuku mai ke te au. Koe recording ko ia, na o si lava o forward ke federal police. O whai ake ngawe. Koe mea koe ko whenga koe ke hanga whakamaalala kia koe. O te mo nofo, ke mo tolo mai mo tolo mo tama mai o mo whehia, ka pau koe na whonu pe, pea kai ke mo longo, ka mo whanongo longo, ka mo toio, o longo a mai. Oh my God. Koe ki case koe a solofoni, I will wait. Wait till I'm done with a few things, because they're more important things than you in I's case. Ko ke hanga o tuku ka tilila ki Amerika, Na ke osivahe mayau. First, na lele bit Fakamatala tala ko ni mamano tup. You said 50,000. I need to clarify that in English. Okay, 50,000, nearly 60,000. You apparently have paid me. Solofoni, for that tupe that it's like should have never given to me for my investment. Ko paanga vahe ko na ko mola mutili la. Te kia ke ne kava e ia a paanga tahamano ni maafe na nom ye fa e. Okay? You like to name things. I have to tell you, explain it correct. The law, I cannot sue Tilila ke fa mole hakutaim ke alke America ke alo hopo mo Tilila. Kakoko e solofoni, I can do it here. And if it means taiko ki fare hopo ka lava e au o claim whakafoki mai a paanga koena ku ke tukuaki, ku ke osbahe mai ke te au, then it should be good. That'd be good. We can do that, but wait until there are other things. I need to fry the other fish first before I get to you. I'm not that desperate yet. Okay, Tilila voiced it again. O ne pehe mai ko osia'u o ma'u e vahe koe whāmanu. Let me tell you, ki mua ke accuse hataha o ko osi ave a paanga ko ya ke tokotaha ko ya, ko pau ke os transfer paanga ki account a tokotaha ko ya ke ne receive a paanga. Ki mua ki ai, either that or you have paid me in cash, which it didn't happen. So, dilila ka pau ke Fanongo mai makisio mai. Ko anga ne mena hoko ke foi investa tupe na ke foaki mai maaku. Vahe uluaki na how ke account. Aya ko ya ko exchange rate o e tolwafe America na tolwafe hiva ngeau something like that around that. Or hiva noa something like that, Australian dollars. I do have the statement because I've submitted that to Lila. I've submitted that statement. My bank statement, my mother's bank statement, and my brother's bank statement. Don't worry about the others because na tuusia you duplicate. Aya ko ya. Ku ke hanga pe e koe solofoni o ke toi kamata o ke toi foi pe ka tilila ho Fakamatala. Koe paanga kona o ke vale lau ki ai e solofoni. Koe fo I vahe pe e ua and then half. Na how ke account. Mandu e ko ko no fai Victoria. You had to transfer it. And they ke wa wia ki se ala tau ki se ne ke wa cash. Koe paanga pe na ke ai. Where did you get the 40, the 50 to 60,000 from that you're talking about? Let me explain it to the people. I ho document koe a au e prove iai o ko ke vahe au. Mahino, ka ho mea na e whai, na ke hanga e koe ia solofoni, o tuku e paanga koe ia, unu pe me your imaginary, because mandu ta tana to monopoly money now. Move it from there to there, or get koe housing. He, mandu ta project housing. Na ke unu pe ko alki ai, ko mea pe na ke whai mai, ko tato eke, kame poko ke vahe o weekendi. Ko mea pe na ke tala mai, ko tu uni me he CEO, ko ki motol ko toa ko mo foi tupe investor o ku tanaki ko toa ko hono uinga ke fai mo ma o mo taki ni mamano ke mo foi fare mana tu pena ke tala mai ko tu tani ni solofoni o ku kai te wila pe ko hai o ku tonu ko koe pe ko tirila because at the moment you both lie too much fulai loi pe ku tonu ke ta ofie loi tu ku he ma FAKA'ATAMAI au pito. He ko osi koe taimi koe whaatala noa mōtolu. Ko ala soke counseling, and it's a very therapeutic moment. He kono uhinga, but the ala wiki ai, ko lava ke tukwat ke counselor, I all issue that I'm carrying around, and I come out feeling refreshed. There are lakaleba lue hiva. So, solofoni, let's go back to that. Ala wiki tati kita ya kita ho. If you don't like me airing your voice, your name, because kingoa homari mo tamaiki, by all means, na kostalatu ka koe peki mua. Koe lao triumph over you. You do not. Just because you come across and pehe mai, koku o whewhine koe lawyer, ai pure anga. Koku o whewhine koe toketa. O ki kai ko haloto KOVI tilila, o te ke nofo ke hanga e koe o lea fully halai. Solofoni mo lesieli. Bravo to your children. Well done with your family. well done with your children. I have no ill feeling towards any of your children. But we take your whakamole o taimi, ke nofo, ke whakatata e whanau, whakahoat ko mo whanau, pe te nofo, paulo to KOVI o whakawaki mo whanau hata. Not in my, it's never happened. But I don't even know who you are. I have no idea. Te ilongaki pen mo ki mo tolu, I he kamata ai tongi tupe. I really don't know who you are, really. So going back to that Solofoni, I had to clarify that today because it's really frustrating. I thought him at KAKAI talamai. No, the ome ko hingoa ke talamai ko hingoa totonu e kau me mipa. Me mau committee na ka mohanga mua vahe pay out. He koau ko e ku fehia. It's not fehia as a personal. Ko fehia to personal attack ya moa. Fehia I he ngāue, fehia I he whaihala, fehia I he mata fefeka, ke tau loi, ke tau tuu, ke tau hanga tau toluia, o hange koe ni koe, o tau tua tau ke tau toluia, o whawhewheka loi, tuku pia tilila, ke whai tilila ene loi, ka kuke ilo hifo, o ke whehala ki whaunga mo ngā we, ko ho ofa ia, ki hotonga, mo e tukuaki I hotonga, ko o lea ki he tonga, whakaha a whihalaki. Okay, back to your daughter. Okay, Maata, please, if I have legally done anything wrong by mentioning you with your involvement with the Tongi Tupe, Os Tongi Tupe, you know your legal right, go ahead. Go ahead and do what you got to do. But legally, if you were coming with this team as a legal advisor, then who is it that you're advising? Who is it you're working for? Tongi Tupe or the people that is coming to purchase a Tongi Tupe? I hope you can see what I'm trying to say to you is that the conflict of interest pretty much is for the people because ko mo mai o front mai aki koe. Your parents, your father says, now you collect the money, you know, you even lived it, you collect it, you do the bucket, you do all that. She's a lawyer, ke puleanga, ke vahenga o New South Wales, okay? So if I'm not your parent, Martha, but let me share with you a little about my parenting. When I went to school, I must admit, I ended up in a TELIA. This is actually a public primary school in Tonga, if you don't know. Grade 5. I remember if you're a list of my best friend, and there's a good memory, best memory. I think I learned how to share from this school and came out with it good. So I will not be telling you that I have any education like you would. And I respect that you actually set all those hours and all those years to achieve what you've got. But as I said as I'm sharing with you, my children are the same. We've raised 4 children, my husband and I. And there are times in my life, even till recent to what happened with this Tongi Tupe, that I had to sit back and listen and allow my son or my child's voice to come over, so that way I will understand. Not everything I as a parent do is correct. And I must thank God for that, because most times parents need to work both ways. So the standard tactic that your team used when you're going around, traveling around, it is illegal for you to use stand tactic by mentioning that your daughter is a lawyer. There's threats, soft coming across, and you're trying to force compliance on your people. E uhinga atu ka tonga. O kui kai koe hau pe hataha o tu o pe he mai. o ku loea e ku tama, pe kai te ke toi alu ko ia o toi fehu, pe o ku tonu, ai mea ko ni pe i kai. Foki pe koe o whakaike eke te ke ma a totonu ki ai. I really do hope I'm done and dusted with this tongi tupe. But I would also like to, once again, I have a list of people here, if I may have the opportunity, makalesi ke whakahokwa tuaipe while I'm here, because as for tongi tupe, I'm over it, really over it. And what I need you to know, team, for mea ka mua holo, mo moutu wake tongi tupe, please, do no harm, the right to informed consent. Fakamatala ke TOTONU, ki he KAKAI, HOTAU community TONGA, pe toi matakari ke he pe, ai mea mo founga o ku mowo atu ai. Oua te mowo atu pe o lele. Lele, pe ako no hinga solofoni mo le sieri, o ko hanga ai e au, o tupu hake ki mo wa. You're the one who's collecting the money in Australia. You're the one who's promoting the tongi tupe in Australia. That is why. Not because I have a hatred towards you. No way. That is not. You're not going, you heke ke mo lava ke mo to ke mo Fakamatala mai. Na tau tuku maheni hake pe maasi. O pau ke ilo au ia taha pau toki lava ke pihato ko fehi e a koe. Not out of the blue. Ko ho whai hala, ko mea o kai ke sai. Pea koe tuku koe he taini me ku mo teke, a nea ko toa pe, koe hao me CEO. Well, TELIA will have to answer to the law of America. Solofonia Lesieri will have to listen to the law of Australia. Okay. Mahalo mahino fo ikonga ko ia he fatupulanga ulu. Ai heke pe mea o. Tena hao peki na waia he ko TELIA pe ia kune peke mea ko toa. O koe kai ke hao hataha he lao, he koe lao ia fonua koe nina. Now create and ENAU ke protect as human beings, ai ko tau kawa ki tau tolu. Ke mau e tau totonu. O koe koe ai ke hao pe taha abuse ki tau tolu. Ko mea ko hoko, yous have left a lot of victims. Pea ko sio, ko moanga ho mo mea whai. O ko mo toi tohi, o pousi, pea mo tori ke mo toi freedom ai KAKAI. Aia koe ko mo whakamana mana. That's what you're doing. Ko tohi o kutuku hake. Kua pau ke pehe mo pehe. Ka aku mo ihe loki chat. Koeni ko Australian na created toko taha ko ia mo hu ko toa ki tua. He ka pau te mo nofa ihe loki ko ia. Te tuku ki mo toki tua me tongi tupe. Whakakau whakalelei ange pe. O ku ikai ke iai hakaunga. Ho mo whakalele ai illegal activities ko eni Australia. Ke moha mo tō tā palasia e tau ataina o tangata Australia. That is wrong. Aia ko ia. O pehema he kalaska te au. Uto, KOVI au pito peki mo tō luia ho mo mui I he meani mo tui. KAKAI, moani te talapau ia io nau kahe uto KOVI. He tui ke whewhine kon ko TELIA. Tokoua, o ko tokoua aki. TELIA mahau ko tokoua aki koe. Mo katak wha mole pe whamiri. Ka koe taimi lahi. Whai hala tau whamiri pa tau lea haki. Ka o te tau whakalongolongo tau toke tau tokau mo tau tolongo tā palasia. Ko ia, aia ko ia. Oku ikai, hala. Ko mea koe nea kuke whai e koe oku hala. Pake auna lewa ki he mea koe oku hala. Koe ku lea atu a aku he oku hala. He koe momeniti pe na ta a kiwa he telefoni TELIA. Pe o te ki toi nofu koe ke tala mai na eke ke tuku au ki tapa aki. Don't TELIA. Ka pau and make you fear ke laivi ho happy hour o kape ke te au, please. Algo aia. Algo aia can make you happy. Ka ke mana tu I pe TELIA. Ko whanga kui, na e o mai, ke whanga kui I loto haapai. Ko tau toto ia. Oua e ai, ko tau hala, whakatontonui, ko TOTONU, ai KAKAI o tau whenga ki ai, not yours, not your personal. Ko koe pena ko ke laivi mau tala mai. Me, Tongi tupe mi, kolopo patoa mi. Ko ke mautolu ko ia o mo mui pe mo kei mui. O te monofo moto me Amerika ke mo pehe mai ka te au. Ko hame ku ke toki lea he taini mi ka nai tongi ke lea ki mua. Ko e te hala ki pe eni aha wataha woua o me waafe. Wataha ko e kuitu a ia. Me he mea kotoa. Ko e uhinga e kulongo. He ko e ngawe whakalao na e whai na e kamata ihe uraki wike o sune. O ki kai ko e kutoki tau atai nani ke ulea. Aia ko ia, o ko ula vai ke ulea atu ko ni ka ki kai pa ai te tau atai na ke mo pe mo te ulea ato. Lai vita e motu takai holo to ko hifa hai mo I know it's not. And the only reason why I'm sharing this with you is because sometimes o te tau nofo ke tau follow, o ko guilty au pito i he fo i konga ko ia. Aia, ko e ku i he lolotonga i he kui loto i he patoa klobu. Na e tele ai whangaki palo palema na e hoko i ai. Te lau aki, te tā aki, kape kape. Pea ko e ku ki fo i tuhu ko e, halaia lahi au pito, he na e lomi ai ki fo i pattern, like, pe ko e kata. Ai ko ke whanki i mojo ko e ho mo telefoni, o pia ki telefoni na pehe. Pea ko mepu whai, ko ksio hifo, oh, lomi, I like that, lomi. O kia lewa mo taimi ne wiku, o kia pe mo toko taha, o si o ko toto pe me nu sila kane wo. O ngo e ko ita, hoko ho mo tau lau mo tau tā, o hake pe whangakui me motu. Whakaulia, mea maarie, ne iei pe si e te kui me niwa fo o. O ku ilo aise o mau konga ko ia ke whakamouia e lewa si toenga kai ai awhi. Mahalo ksaya ngā ke ulele he laini ko ia, kai tupu a laini ko e. O atua e lewa hene ku kore whakamore more. Ia malama whetu whahina tūlua. Vai moana tānia, ko uingoa pēni na mo ngai ki koe i he tau loki ngā we. Olimpia wāke tuku tau, se tita tuione toa. Kawat kei mo yung lavu. Kakai, kore whamole mole atu ka ki mō tolu. I hoku taimi na aku i he loto o e patoa global chapter i he ngāwe ko ia atiri la. Kore whamole mole atu ka ki mō tolu ka pau na i ai hataimi. Na aku lomi hoku fo i tuku KOVI ke laiki pe teu kata fia pe teu even whakalea atu o whekau aki hono tā palasia ki mō tolu. Ko kore whamole mole atu ki mō tolu. Ko taimi ko ia, ko taini mi o ko iloi. O ko iloi, ko ta wo holo i he ukulupu o tau kuki ai o tau tui. O ki ai pe a momeniti, manatu i maupe, kita ia kita. So there are the moments I left my lela as I would like to share how whakatātata ki mō tolu, how my child explains it to me. Ke whanga iloi. O re pehe mai ka te au. Mom, your soul is you. So when you go out to these places, to this room or this group that you go into, you enter, please, Mom, stop borrowing out your soul. Make sure your soul is always with you. Because when you borrow your soul out, ko ke whoki mai ko e ia, whakatapua ki he lea, ka koe lea pena si ai mai ka te au, you let it come back half undressed. Ko ngalo ho su he loki koe, ko ngalo ho topu he loki koe. You must remember always, Mom, carry your soul with you. Every room or everything you enter into, don't forget you. Don't get carried away with the moment of the actual occasion that's happening. Remember you. Ko mea pe o ko fia kakai, he kole whamamai te kimoto, ne te ke hakulea, kape atu te kimoto, ka koe whakamole atu pe, ka pane hoko, ha aku laiki pe ko aku whakakata atu, I ho mou hingoa pe ko hono tāpalasia ki mou tolu, ka tak whamole iangi au. Oku hala, and I won't make any excuse for myself, oku hala. That's it. Hoka tuai ko si fia whakamalo atu heni. Kia Dion Lee, ana sisipa fatukakala ki Nusila, pilimi lose tau fui ki Amerika, feao moeata, tari wakaola ki Amerika. Ko whamalote ki motoro, my thanks, thank you, because it's not easy to come out and speak about something and have to feel that there's a possibility of everybody going to attack you and start throwing things at you. They're going to start, you probably noticed I didn't put makeup on or any of those things because I wanted just to come out like, this is how I am Saturday morning. But it's not easy when you feel like if you speak up, somebody's going to always be there to attack you. But I'm so thankful, Dion Lee, you've actually brought a strength of tongue to me. You go out and you go out and you try to get the law and you try to fight, not for you only, but for the Tongan community in New Zealand. Ko kore ata ki mo tau tonga, takai tonga i Nusila. Mo ka tak wha mole. Tuk wasa no tā palasia Dion Lee. Ka ko mo ilo e hala, mo tu waka bobo ia Dion Lee. That is something that we need to do. Ko community kamata ia tau tolu. O ki kai ko community ia ke tau tolu, teke Meihe umatakari ke he, ka tuku tau tolu ia. Primi lose, o whalahi atu te koe, Fefine Tokolahi koe, ku ke lava o lea, pa ke lava o tuku noa I he ko o sisio mau peau lau konga, I hono tā palasia aki koe, ai ngahi, lea, fulikivan. I don't know pe kwa dictionary tonga, o kune create whangafu lea koe ni. O ku kau, ho nusi, e polo kalama, ke lava hu o sio peau kata. Whamalo atu, feao moeata, tari wakaola. Nā tanga aue I he uloki o patoa global. Thank you. Whamalo atu ki o hu ki tua. Pea ko encourage atu ki a koe pa moi toenga o tokotolu na Meihe main committee. Please. O atu pe hu ki tua tu ma wai. Continue. It's good to continue for others. He kai ke tau lava tau tolu. O tānaki pa anga KAKAI ki whakafo. But the legal way will fix things for all to heal. But ko heal, from alo atu ai heni ki he special things. Whai te kau suri helu ki Queensland. Whakamalo lahi atu te koe whai te kau. O ku kau, ho wahe whakalau maarie, tānoa ke historia, mo ke tokoni mai ka te au. O ku mahu inga au pito, ai mau ai KAKAI, ko ene Fanongo pe ke lea, ku lava ke si tā mai o share mai ka te au. Ai mama. Ko whakamalo atu whai te kau suri helu, ki o toe share mai, ko o mei lolo, ke toe ulo ai haaku ki mama. Whakamalo atu. Ta koe mahalo, Makelesi unless of the mea koe tuhe taini ni I've answered the question that came directed at me and gave me this platform has also given me the opportunity to apologize to people in a way that I should have done a while ago. And I'm now, I could say I'm done with this. If anybody else continue on with Patoa and global, meaning global with their money collecting and of Tongi Tupe, ka tak whamole ka pate moto e hokat moto mo TELIA. Koe whakatokanga atu. Koe fu tānaki paanga e valo mano per chapter koe na o te uke whai. Ka tak whamole KAKAI, please